Ethan had always been fascinated by the stars. Even as a child, he would lie on the roof of his small home and imagine what it would be like to reach out and touch the planets glowing in the night sky. Now, years later, he was no longer a dreamer. He was an engineer stationed on Aurelia Station, a scientific outpost orbiting the vibrant, mysterious planet of Xerinth. The station was a maze of metal corridors, glowing control panels and observation decks that offered breathtaking views of swirling gas clouds below. It was a place built for discovery, for those brave enough to face the unknown. Ethan loved it, though sometimes it could feel lonely. He wandered along one of the observation decks, watching the luminous auroras dancing across Xerinth's surface. The planet was unlike anything humans had seen before. Strange energy anomalies pulsed in its atmosphere, creating lights that shimmered like liquid diamonds. Scientists had warned that the energy fields were unstable, but that didn't stop Ethan from exploring them. He was drawn to the unusual, the things that defied explanation. Today, a new anomaly had been detected near the station. Sensors indicated a vortex forming in the energy field, a swirling portal of light that seemed to pull at the very air around it. Ethan's curiosity was immediate. While the other crew members debated and hesitated, he had already grabbed his safety harness and headed for the observation deck closest to the vortex. The moment he stepped closer, he felt a tingling sensation in his chest as if the air itself were alive. Then he saw her. A figure hovered inside the vortex, radiant and unlike anything Ethan had ever imagined. She was tall, graceful, and her skin shimmered faintly, reflecting the colors of the energy field around her. Her eyes glowed like twin stars and long hair floated gently, defying gravity. Ethan's mind struggled to categorize her. She looked human in some ways, but there was something ethereal, something otherworldly that set her apart. "Hello," she said, her voice melodic, almost vibrating with the energy around her. "I am Lilara." Ethan blinked, unsure if he was hallucinating. I'm Ethan," he said, his voice trembling slightly. "Are you real?" Lilara smiled, a soft curve of lips that seemed to light up the surrounding vortex. "I am as real as the energy that surrounds you, and I am here to offer you a gift, or rather 3 gifts if you wish to accept them." Ethan's heart skipped a beat. Gifts from a being like her? His mind raced with possibilities. He had read about alien entities capable of granting abilities, but he had never imagined meeting one, and now here she was floating in front of him, offering him unimaginable power. 3 gifts? He repeated, trying to keep his voice steady. "What kind of gifts?" Lilara's eyes glimmered. "The kind that reveal your heart and test your mind. Choose wisely, for each gift reflects your true self." Ethan swallowed. He had to think carefully. Many humans would ask for power, wealth, or knowledge for selfish reasons. But Ethan wasn't like that. He had always cared about understanding, exploring, and helping others. He realized that this was his chance not just to gain something for himself, but to make a difference. After a moment, he spoke. I want the ability to understand and communicate with all living beings. Every creature, every being, even if it's alien or strange." Lilara's cheeks flushed slightly, a color that was startling against her radiant skin. "That is unexpected," she murmured almost to herself. Her eyes lingered on him, filled with a mix of surprise and admiration. "Most mortals would ask for strength or riches. You wish to understand, to connect." Ethan nodded. "I've always believed that understanding others is the first step to helping them. If I can communicate with every being, I can prevent conflicts, solve problems, and maybe even save lives." Lilara's smile widened. "Very well," she said. She raised her hands, and a soft wave of energy spread from her fingertips. The air around Ethan shimmered and vibrated, and suddenly he felt a rush of sensation unlike anything he had experienced. Voices filled his mind, not loud or overwhelming, but distinct, gentle, and clear. Birds outside the station chirped in perfect harmony with his thoughts. The AI controlling the station's systems whispered in its own way, and even the plants growing in the observation bay seemed to hum softly, sharing their needs and feelings. Ethan staggered slightly, overwhelmed, but then he laughed in amazement. I can hear them. I can understand them all." Lilara floated closer, her expression softening. "Use it wisely, Ethan. This gift is not just for you, it is a bridge between beings. How you use it will reveal the depth of your heart." The first test came sooner than he expected. A small alien creature, part bird and part reptile, had wandered into the station's corridor. The creature's eyes were wide with fear, and it shrieked in a series of clicks and whistles that no human could normally comprehend. But Ethan heard it perfectly. Its thoughts were frantic, filled with confusion and terror. Without hesitation, he knelt down, speaking softly, not in words, but in the shared language of understanding. "Calm down," he thought. "I'm not going to hurt you. You're safe here." The creature paused, tilting its head as if it understood. It shivered, but stopped trying to flee. Ethan continued to speak with it, guiding it back to a containment area where it could be safe. Crew members watching from a distance were stunned. No human had ever managed to communicate with a wild alien so effectively. Lilara observed silently, her eyes glimmering with approval. Ethan had not only accepted the gift, but had used it immediately for the benefit of others. She could feel the purity of his intention, the selflessness that most mortals lacked. As the creature settled, the station's alarms suddenly blared. Sensors indicated a sudden surge in the energy field outside. The vortex that had brought Lilara to the station was fluctuating wildly, threatening to destabilize the entire structure. Panels flickered, and lights dimmed, leaving the observation deck bathed in an eerie glow. Ethan felt a strange calm wash over him. The voices of every system, every creature, every energy flow around him spoke in unison. They were not panicked, they trusted him. Using the first gift, he coordinated the response. He communicated with the station's AI, with the energy fields themselves, and even with the creatures trapped in the station, guiding them to safety. Lilara's eyes widened. "Impressive," she murmured. "You are using the gift exactly as it was meant to be used." Ethan moved quickly, adjusting control panels, rerouting power, and stabilizing the energy field with the help of the beings he now understood. Sweat dripped down his forehead, but he did not hesitate. The storm of energy outside raged, but every movement he made was precise and purposeful. Hours, or perhaps minutes. Time felt distorted in the vortex passed. Finally, the alarm ceased and the energy field outside stabilized. The vortex shimmered, calming into a steady glow. The station was safe. Ethan sank to the floor, exhausted but exhilarated. He could still hear the whispers of life around him, the soft gratitude of the creatures and systems he had helped. Lilara floated before him, her expression unreadable for a moment, then softening into a genuine smile. "You have done well, Ethan," she said. "Most mortals would have panicked, yet you remained calm, compassionate, and clever. This is only the first of your gifts, but it has already shown your true nature." Ethan looked at her, breathing heavily, his mind still buzzing with the new connections he could feel. "Thank you," he said simply. "I don't even know what to say." "You will have time to choose your next gift," Lilara replied, her voice gentle. "But know this, the choices you make next will matter even more. They will define not just your future, but how humanity is seen by those who watch from beyond the stars." Ethan nodded, feeling the weight of her words. He had always believed humans could achieve greatness, but to hear it from someone like Lilara made it real, tangible. He felt pride, not just for himself, but for his species. As the vortex slowly faded, Lilara lingered, her presence still radiant and compelling. Ethan could feel her curiosity and interest in him. She had never met a human like this, someone who did not seek selfish gain, but instead sought understanding and connection. "I will grant your second gift soon," she said softly, almost a whisper, "but for now rest. You have shown that humans have the potential to be extraordinary. Remember this feeling, Ethan, for it is only the beginning." Ethan lay back on the observation deck, staring at the stars through the transparent hull. The voices of countless beings filled his mind, harmonious and full of life. He had a gift now, something no other human possessed. But more than that, he had a glimpse of what humanity could be. Curious, compassionate, and brave. As he drifted toward sleep, the final thought in his mind was simple but powerful. Humanity was ready to take its place among the stars, and he, Ethan, had already begun the journey. Lilara watched over him, a faint blush still lingering on her radiant cheeks. She had expected mortals to be selfish or foolish. Instead, she had found a being of rare intelligence and heart. It was a surprise, a delight, and perhaps the first hint that humans were something extraordinary in the eyes of the cosmos. The first gift had been granted, and it had already changed everything. The stars outside twinkled brightly, as if echoing the promise of adventures yet to come. And somewhere, deep within the energy of Zarinth, Lilara smiled, knowing that the next chapter was about to begin. Ethan woke to the soft hum of the station's systems, still faintly hearing the voices of the creatures, the AI and the energy flows around him. The first gift had changed everything, yet a strange calm had settled in his mind. He could sense Lilara nearby, her presence a gentle warmth against the lingering energy of the vortex. She had promised a second gift, and he knew it would arrive soon. Lilara appeared, floating gracefully in the observation bay. Her form shimmered faintly in the soft glow of the station lights. "Are you ready for your next gift, Ethan?" she asked. There was a quiet curiosity in her eyes, a reflection of the surprise she still felt at his first request. Most mortals would have asked for strength, for power, for something to elevate themselves. But Ethan had asked to understand. It was rare and it intrigued her. "I'm ready," Ethan said, sitting up. "I want whatever will help me protect and help others to face danger without hesitation." Lilara's eyes glimmered. "Then I shall grant you courage and resilience. Not mere bravery, but the ability to stay steadfast when facing the unknown, to endure challenges that would break most mortals." She raised her hands, and a gentle wave of energy washed over Ethan. It was different from the first gift. This one settled in his chest and limbs, a steady warmth that strengthened his body and mind simultaneously. He felt stronger, more alert, and more aware of the potential dangers around him. His heartbeat steadied, and even the fear of the unknown seemed easier to face. Before Ethan could fully process the sensation, an alert flashed across the station monitors. A second energy anomaly was forming near Zarinth's upper atmosphere. It was far larger than the first, swirling with violent force. If left unchecked, it could rip through the planet's surface or destabilize the station's orbit. Crew members panicked, running between consoles and hailing each other over comms. Ethan stood, feeling a newfound confidence. He no longer felt overwhelmed. Using his first gift, he connected with the station's AI, communicating not through words but through understanding. Every system responded as if reading his intent. He coordinated with the crew, guiding them calmly while also communicating with the creatures that had fled to safe areas earlier. Each being understood him and in return, provided information about how the energy field behaved, how the station responded, and even the subtle patterns in the anomaly itself. Lilara watched silently. Ethan moved with precision, combining his courage and understanding in perfect balance. He climbed to the external maintenance bay, his newly strengthened body resisting the pull of microgravity as he prepared to manually adjust the energy dampeners. The station's AI guided him, but the final action required a human touch. He reached out, touching the glowing conduits, feeling the raw energy pulse through his hands. "Focus," he thought. "Guide it. Don't fight it, understand it." The energy responded as if acknowledging his presence. Waves of force that could have destroyed the station instead flowed smoothly into the stabilizers, neutralized by Ethan's careful intervention. Sweat dripped down his brow, but he didn't falter. The second gift gave him endurance beyond normal human limits, but it was his intellect and compassion that allowed him to succeed. When the anomaly finally stabilized, the crew erupted into cheers. Even Lilara's eyes glimmered with pride. "You are extraordinary," she said. "Not only do you possess gifts, but you understand their purpose. Most mortals would have used courage recklessly, but you combined it with wisdom." Ethan smiled, breathing heavily but filled with satisfaction. "It's not just me," he said. "It's everyone here, all the beings on this station. We work together." Lilara nodded. "And that is why your final gift must reflect your heart, not just your mind. Choose carefully, Ethan. This gift will define your legacy." Ethan thought for a long moment. The first gift had allowed him to communicate. The second had strengthened him. But what could he ask for that would matter more than these? Power? Knowledge? No. He wanted something that could benefit more than just himself, something that could help humanity truly reach the stars. "I want wisdom," he said finally. "The wisdom to use these gifts for the good of humanity, to help us explore, understand, and connect with the universe responsibly. I want to make sure these gifts aren't just for me, they should be for everyone." Lilara's cheeks flushed faintly again, a soft glow across her radiant skin. She had expected selfish desires, but Ethan's wish was pure and selfless. "Very well," she said. She raised her hands once more, and a final wave of energy enveloped Ethan. It flowed through his mind, expanding his awareness, sharpening his judgment, and deepening his understanding. He could now sense consequences, possibilities, and opportunities in ways he had never imagined. With the third gift, Ethan felt a profound clarity. He could see connections between systems, between life forms, between entire civilizations. He understood not just language, but motives, desires, fears, and hopes. He could anticipate challenges and find solutions with remarkable insight. Lilara watched him, smiling softly. Your gifts are complete, but what is more remarkable is the way you have chosen to wield them. You are unlike any human I have met, perhaps unlike any being I have met in all the galaxies I have observed. Ethan stood, feeling the combined power of all three gifts. He could sense every creature, every energy flow, every subtle interaction on the station. He could act decisively and courageously, and most importantly, he could see the broader impact of every choice. He had become a true bridge between beings, a representative of humanity's potential. The days that followed tested him further. A distress signal came from a nearby exploration vessel, trapped in a zone of unstable energy. Without hesitation, Ethan volunteered to help. Using his first gift, he communicated with the ship's alien systems and its crew, understanding their fears and intentions. His courage allowed him to lead a team through dangerous debris fields to reach the vessel, and his wisdom guided every decision, ensuring that the rescue was successful without unnecessary risk. When the crew of the stranded vessel saw Ethan, they were amazed. Not only had a human arrived to rescue them, but he seemed to understand them completely, predicting their needs and guiding them with insight beyond normal comprehension. Word of his actions spread quickly across nearby stations, and humans were no longer seen as ordinary explorers. They were beings of intelligence, courage, and heart. Lilara remained with him through it all, observing silently. She had come to see humans as a species of potential unlike any other. Ethan had proven that even a single human could embody qualities that made entire civilizations take notice. She felt a strange warmth toward him, not just admiration, but a quiet respect that she had never offered freely before. One quiet night, as the station floated peacefully above Zarenth, Ethan sat at the observation deck, staring at the swirling energy patterns below. Lilara approached, floating beside him. "Do you understand now?" she asked.